everyone. It is Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday, people. How are you tonight? How are you tonight? Tell me about your day. What is exciting in your world on this Wednesday night? Yes, it is. You are in week 56, 57, and you are on Hump Day. Welcome to Hump Day of week 56, 57, people. I am glad to have you here tonight. Glad to have you here as we kick off Wednesday night. Tell me about your day. What are you excited about? What are you grateful for? Hey, Adele and Dazzle are here. That means, Dazzle, it's treat time. Boom. I'd say I am ringing the treat bell. Dazzle gets a treat. Hey, Kitty, how are you? What are you grateful for this Wednesday night? It is Hump Day. Hump Day, people. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Oops, I left this over here. A second. So many things in my file tonight. What are we all grateful for on this? Grateful we sold 10 pieces of furniture today. Whoa! Kitty, where did you have room for 10 pieces of furniture? Where did you have room? That's awesome. That's awesome, Kitty. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, I feel like we are in that mode right now where either people's furniture orders, like the containers of furniture, are arriving at furniture stores and people are getting their deliveries because we're getting consignments in of furniture, emails every day. And we're in the spring house selling season and people are like, oh, I got to get this out of my house. But that is wonderful news. I know what that did to the bottom line today. I know I definitely know what that did. That's great, Kitty. I am thrilled for you. I am really thrilled for you. I will say cheers to the Blue Mountains tonight with my concoction there. But that is very good news. That's a lot to be grateful for. That is very much a lot to be grateful for. I am very excited for you. You know, there's a lot of good energy out there, and I like that. I like the energy of our customers and suppliers. Boy, did we have a lot of incoming this week in the last 7 days. All right. Good job, Kitty. Yeah, the second PPP paperwork was easier than the first, wasn't it? Hey, Michelle, how are you tonight? Great to have you here from Virginia. Great to have everybody here. It's exciting to have everybody on tonight. We're also on the YouTube. If you have any technical difficulties, you can flip over there. We're streaming there. You know, there's always something good going on. But let's get started with the Good Morning, Good Night book. Hey, Rick is watching too. How are you, Rick? Good to have you with us. Are you still vacationing or are you back to work? We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we get this program started every night. Tonight, we are on page 70 if you're following along. Good morning. I wish you clarity today. Clarity of thought, clarity of expression, and a direct line between what you feel and what you do about it. Boom. Nice, Kitty. Yeah, the new PPP paperwork is much, much easier. I haven't done I admit I haven't done either yet. They're over on my desk, which is why I haven't given everybody a checklist yet for their file. Because I need to just double check my timelines between that and the ERTC to make sure that I'm maximizing both. But it is on my list of things to finish up and do, and hopefully knock out both forgiveness apps at once and get that done. They are. And you just said, "Hey, Rose, great to have you here." They are really expressing through the smaller PPPs for forgiveness. They are getting those done, those forgivenesses approved very, very quickly. I'm seeing that time and time again. So that is a good thing. The bigger the loan, the slower the go. Is that a thing? Yes. The bigger the loan, the PPP loan, the smaller it is. But the other thing to make sure is if you're doing your own QuickBooks and these things, because I've seen a lot of mistakes with that, is that make sure that you're not counting it as income, that you are not tracking the PPP as income. Well, Michelle, it depends on your bank. It depends on your bank, whether your bank is doing an online portal for PPP forgiveness, or you can go over and or if they're accepting the paper form. I know Kitty's bank was accepting the paper form that you can do, and you can get that form over at narcs.org/resalestrong. So you should certainly know what that looks like. But some banks are making you do it through their online portal, and other banks are allowing you to turn in the form. It really depends on that. Rose, there's a figure. There is a time limit, but it's long. It's a long time limit. So it is 24 weeks plus 10 months from the date of your PPP loan dispersal. And that's not even the limit. That's just when you'd have to make a payment on your PPP loan. So, 24 weeks from your first PPP takes you to the end of last year, plus 10 months, basically, depending on what the exact date was you got your PPP. And the issue there is that is when the first payment is due if you haven't filed for forgiveness. You still have time after that to file for forgiveness, but if you haven't filed for forgiveness by then, you have to make a payment on the loan. Is the rules of the PPP. At least as the rules stand right now, and I'm not expecting many changes at this point. Quite honestly, they've moved on. The SBA and the government's moving on. We're on to infrastructure. We're on to other projects. We're on to saving, the climate and jobs and other things. We're not on relief anymore. The government is moving on from relief. Okay. Hey, Patty and Kelly, great to have you here. Great to have you here tonight. So, you got to keep that in mind in the way that the government's functioning now. The government is moving away from relief, okay, and COVID relief and on to other projects. They're trying to really sell the infrastructure bill, which is about much more than traditional infrastructure. You got to remember, I've covered that, but it is much more than traditional infrastructure. It talks about human capital and workforce training and things that would never be part of a traditional and healthcare and things. No, we're not on life support, but you are better than you were a year ago. So let's talk about that a little bit. First of all, in the news this week, I'd be remiss if I left it out, okay? And hey, Krita, how are you? Pat and the Peanut Gallery are here. Hey, Pat and Dick, how are you? I owe you a call. You're on my list for tomorrow, Pat and Dick. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about it, but in economic terms, it's not really worth talking about. There's a lot of news this week with the inflation numbers that came out because everybody's been worried that there's going to be inflation, okay? And Jay Powell is like, inflation, don't worry about it. Janet Yellen, don't worry about it. Okay. But then the news media needs something negative to talk about. So they talk about inflation was 2.6% March. Well, that's the headline. Okay. An increase of more than 2.6%, and we haven't had anything like that in more than 10 years. It is, and you're going to hear this for a while. You're going to hear this for a while about inflation. The story is not going away. It's actually April's numbers likely to be much bigger. And the number isn't wrong. The context of it is wrong. And so that is why I share that with you. The context they're giving with inflation right now is year-over-year numbers. So March 2021 to March 2020. And so March 2021 versus March 2020. Well, the economy was stopping in March 2020. Okay, that is when you started the economy stopping. And because of that, prices went down because there was no demand. Okay, so if you're looking at just March, okay, of course there's going to be inflation because now there's vaccines. Now there's people wanting to buy stuff. Okay, they're coming out of their shell. They want to do things. They want to buy things. And so there's going to be inflation. April's number, okay, because again, if you remember, April 2020 was really bad. That was the depths of the lockdowns nationwide. You're going to have, okay, an even bigger number than you had in March. So the media talking about this is not going to go away anytime soon because they want to goat people into being worried about it, nervous about it. It is nothing to be alarmed about. And if they weren't making it like the sky is falling, oh my God, the sky is falling, if I wouldn't even talk about it. Yeah, I mean, if gas would go back to April 2020 prices, you got it, Kitty. I mean, and I drive a lot. So, I mean, although I still don't do pre-pandemic driving yet, where I can just hop on a trip and show up and see your 2,500 square feet of furniture. We don't, you're going to hear that. So but the sky is not falling. Again, it's the media portrayal of it is that. But, you're not going to see much of a tick in inflation anytime soon, and a little bit of inflation wouldn't be a bad thing. Okay, a little bit of inflation, but don't lose sleep over that. Okay, but this whole thing of where we are now and where we're going, okay, brings up the point that again I have to reiterate because it's so important. Okay. What got you to this point won't get you to the next point. Okay. I mean, it's really awesome that we have made it to this far. We're in week 56, 57. You are chugging along. There are good things happening. There are sales happening in your store. Your register is ringing. Okay. And, the very way that you have adapted during this past year, the skill set that you learned to adapt. So so much attention has been paid to the actual adaptations you made. So think about that for a second. Okay. You adapted and you created a website. You adapted and you did live sales. You adapted and you became more efficient, did more with less. Okay, with less staff, with less customers, with less everything. You became actually more profitable in the process of doing all these things. And what I'm saying to you is don't focus on the product. Right, Michelle, you're selling a lot more than before COVID, but don't just focus on that. And don't focus on the actual tangible of what you did in your pivot. Okay, what you did, I want you to focus on the skills you gained. Okay, the skills you gained when you got the kick in the teeth. Okay, the skills you gained in this past year that allowed you to make those changes, that allowed you to create the website, that allowed you to get more efficient and get more done with less staff, that allowed you to do all these things, okay, is what's going to allow you to then level up. The actual underlying skill set, the change in you is going to allow that change. Okay, that's going to allow the next change and allow you to level up. Okay, just like Mario here. Mario. Okay, just like Mario here. You know, you when he goes through Super Mario World and he levels up, I don't even know how to turn him on. There he goes. There's Mario time. Okay, you know, now he's turned on. And, you know, when he goes through his different levels and collects his coins and gets over to the next level, and yes, you are Super Mario. You think about this. You are Super Mario. Okay? You are whizzing. You have turned and changed and made it through levels and challenges and things coming at you. Okay? You are Super Mario. And this is Lego Super Mario, so it's even cooler. Okay? But you have done that. Okay? And that's underlying a skill set. Just like the skill set that allows Mario here to run through the different worlds, okay, and adapt, that underlying skill set that you have gained in the last year is what is going to take you to the next level, okay? And there is more leveling up to do, okay? And that's where you can't be complacent, like many of you had said. Wow, I'm selling more. I'm selling more than before COVID. I'm busier than ever, okay? More money is going in the register. I'm feeling really good, okay? We can't stop, okay? We can't stop going for the next level, you know? I mean, you notice that in Mario, when you get through one level, there's another level right there. There's another challenge, okay? And there's another challenge awaiting you, okay? And where you are in business and where your company is, because you have to keep on doing it. But the underlying skills of what you gained in the last year is just simply amazing. And that is what's going to drive you forward. Okay, that's what's going to allow you to leap, just like Mario. Okay, I think I'm scaring Mario with how I'm moving him around. He's got his eyes wide open now. Okay, take a nap, Mario. But even Mario gets to rest, you know? I mean, he gets to rest a little bit. I can lay him down. He can take a nap. But, you know, Michelle, there's still more levels to go. I am thrilled that you are not 5 levels down, you know? There are more levels to go. And that's where I don't want you to get complacent. I don't want you to get fat, dumb, and happy, okay? I don't want you to get plumber pants and get fat, dumb, and happy with the excitement of what is happening in your business today, because if you get that way, you won't be able to maintain it. And what's more, you won't be able to grow it. And that is so incredibly important as we continue to come out of this. And that's the other thing. I can't stress it enough. We are not out of this yet. We are just not out of it. And we are doing well. We have traveled far. But we are not out of the woods yet, okay? There are cautionary flags. So let's, talk about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine for a second, because that is a cautionary flag that the news media is like, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. And you should worry, if you got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I had somebody, it's right that they're looking at this. It's a terrible marketing thing that they're doing. When they already had a vaccine marketing problem, the pause on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is troubling because you already have people that are cautious about it. But let me put it in perspective. Based on what we know today about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, it's affected about 6 people out of 7 million. And I don't want to diminish that it's affected 6 people. I don't want to diminish that it is affected 6 people. And the potential's there for more. I don't want to diminish that. But in that mix of the people that have gotten the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, you have twice as likely a chance, okay? Okay, so basically 1 in a million has had a problem. Literally 1 in a million, okay? People have had a problem in it with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And you have twice as likely 2 people out of every million every year. 2 people out of every million people in the U.S. every year get struck by lightning. 2 people out of every million. So 1 in 500,000 get struck by lightning every year. Okay? So that doesn't mean you shouldn't go out of your house. That doesn't mean, it does mean you shouldn't hold a large metal stick in a lightning storm. I don't recommend that. Don't take anything large and metal and carry it out there in a lightning storm. Okay. What happened to the problem people, Michelle? Great question. 5 of them are okay. 1 of them has passed. So 1 out of 7 million has passed. But at this point, it is unclear whether this is really from the vaccine or they are blood clots that are developing from other things. Okay. And so that's why they paused to look at all the other effects on these people. Okay. Because it's really hard to say at this point that, the vaccine caused this. Did they have some underlying condition? Have they all done something? I mean, it's an incredibly small number. And shouldn't make people fearful of getting the vaccine I don't want anybody to pass away, but you also have to keep in mind that it's something like 125 per million. So take that same stat. Okay, 1 in a million has had a complication from the J&J vaccine. We have lost over the course of this pandemic something like 125 people per million or something like that. It's a much higher number. It's a much higher number. And so I don't make light of it at all. I really don't. And I just want to still encourage people. And I hate that the media has gotten a hold of this story. I mean, it is, again, these are scientists and doctors. They're not marketers. They don't understand when they say something, how the media takes that, how it gets out there, that they don't control the message. And whereas marketing is telling the story that you want to be told, they are not doing a good job with that. So the vaccine's got a bum rap in the last 48 hours. But I still have firm belief behind all of the vaccines that are out there and being given. And And that is good, Rose. I'm glad you're still requiring face masks. I've talked about it on here that we need to continue to wear face masks. That is part of the solution. I mean, I don't like wearing a face. Nobody says, gee whiz, I look great with face mask face, okay? I miss seeing people smile, okay? I miss seeing their full face. I do. I honestly do. But for the safety of our teams, for the safety of our other customers and everything else, the mask is staying for now. I don't see that ending anytime soon. I don't see things being so great, okay, and so perfect that we're going to end mask wearing. And I am right there with you, Rose, in requiring it. And I expect, but we are seeing states drop off the list. We are certainly seeing states drop the mandate. I believe Florida dropped their mandate this week. Indiana has, Texas, obviously. So there's a lot of places that are dropping the mandate. But that is a political decision, not a science decision. And it shows that you and your store have more political will than the governors of these various states do, because it is a state decision, and when they drop these executive orders that required it, it is about politics. It has nothing to do with science or medicine, and that's a shame. Okay, I mean that's just a shame, because there are still a lot of people that need protecting. There's still a lot going on here. Again, the virus is not over until you get it below. I'd love to see like half a normal flu season or something. I mean, there's just so much left of this. But I'm glad you got your second shot. We get ours. Cassandra and I get ours Friday afternoon. Nana's gotten hers. Rebecca gets hers next week, I think. So it is coming. We are getting there, but we still have a long road to travel. And there will be just like what happened with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine this week. There will be detours. There will be speed bumps. There'll be potholes that we hit along the way. And so again, that is where, the resilience that you are creating, the ability to adapt, your underlying skill sets that you have gained during this are so important. And as things are good, as you're having good days in your register, when your register is ringing like there's no tomorrow, okay? When it's ringing, okay, that's also the time to save some away for a rainy day, because not every day will be great. Well, I'm sorry Grampy refuses to get the vaccine. I know there's a lot of people that don't feel comfortable about it yet. I mean, I think the statistic I gave the other day from the agency that the skilled nursing facility that I do some work with, okay, if you remember those stats the other day. So as of the other day, the skilled nursing facility, the skilled nursing company, they had 92% of the patients in their care vaccinated. 92%. They had 49% of their staff vaccinated so far, and they had 16% of their staff refuse it. That I think is, after all is said and done with all of this, several months from now, I think that's sort of the way the national population is going to roll. So I'm sorry Grampy refuses to get it. I hope he feels better about it as time goes on. I hope he does, because, I just like Grampy. I like that you take care of Grampy, Michelle. I like that you spend time with him and you take care of him. Right, June and the J months are coming, and save money now. Winter will come again. What will next winter hold? I don't know whether there'll be normal business flow or what next winter. Who knows? So, put money aside now. Okay. When you're feeling flush, that isn't the time to go to Vegas. Okay. That's time to bet on you. Okay. And bet on your future. Okay. And again, that's one of your skill sets that you have gained in this is saving and putting reserves away for a rainy day. And again, we talked about that a lot this week. 3 to 6 months wouldn't be a bad thing. 3 to 6 months of reserves would not be a bad thing. Let's see, what other questions did I miss? Patty, I'll talk more about it. I've talked about some of the changes that we have made over time. No, you can't buy a boat. No, you can't buy a boat. But if you come up, my friend just got a new boat. Okay, he doesn't have a business. He's the retired doctor's son. Okay, so he just bought a new boat. He just posted the pictures going in the water Saturday. He takes possession of it Saturday. His new boat. It looks really nice. He's always looking for people to take out on the boat. And go out to lunch with. You could do worse than the son of a doctor, Michelle, right? We'll hook you up with Michael. These are the things that we need you to get through it. Patty, I will work in some of the things that we've done over the next few nights. I will work that into the conversation some more. But each business has been different in how they've adapted and what they've done. Like one of the things that we haven't, embraced fully in our own business, I'll just give you as an example, Patty, is we haven't embraced and lived with the live sale. I know so many of you have done that and pivoted. We've spent our energy on other things, but it's on our roadmap to add some live selling, aspect to our business. So that is something that we haven't done, but that we plan to do. We've been getting it other ways. So, these are there's multitudes of ways to adapt. Hey, Erica, how are you? But the real thing is the underlying skill set that allowed that adaptation. Don't think of the end product of what you did. Think of the skill set that you gained in being able to make decisions quickly, being able to try things, and if they didn't work, try something else and keep on trying and keep on trying and keep on trying and keep on trying and keep on moving forward. That underlying skill set that you gained in the last year. And that's what nobody's talking about. I'm talking about it, but everybody's talking about, well, I did videos or I created a website or did everything. But the skill set in you that you gained that allowed you to do that is what is truly, truly amazing. And that is what we need to harness to, in Mario terms, level up. Hello, Mario. We're going to level up. Did you wake up? I don't know how to. Oh, I don't know what I did do. Now he's awake. But that is how we level up, people. That's how we take Mario and we level up. Yeah. That wasn't my original plan for tonight. I had some other stuff for you tonight. One of the things I'm going to post, I'll post it during the day tomorrow because it's important. I have a lot of information. If you've got friends in the restaurant business, I have a lot of great information on the restaurant grant that is available. That is correct, Kitty. Looking at the big picture. Don't worry about all the small stuff. Don't worry about all the small stuff. It'll take care of itself. Actually, don't worry. Okay? Don't spend your time worrying curled up in a ball is probably lesson number one. Don't spend your time worrying. If you can't change it, if you control it, don't spend your time curled up in a ball. And I know I do that easier than many, but that is a good lesson there. I got some stuff I'm going to post tomorrow for our friends in the restaurant business. We have actually a bunch of people in the restaurant business that follow us through this, and I have some real good sheets on the restaurant grant program, which is really going to help. Be happy. Life's too short, Kelly. Life is too short. If this pandemic hasn't taught us anything, life is too short. Be happy. The pandemic relief for restaurants is actually, the program is really good. It'll probably run out of money, but it is actually really good, and it's going to help a lot of small restaurants, a lot of small businesses. And I'm going to talk about that some because I want you to help the restaurants in your neighborhood, the ones you know that have been struggling, that are afraid to do this. And this is just a straight up grant. They don't have to apply for forgiveness. They don't have to do anything. So I'll talk more about that tomorrow, and I will post my quick sheets on it because it's so important that we help them get across the finish line. You know, this video and everything that I talk about, goes over to narts.org/resale strong by noon the very next day. Noon, all the files, all the spreadsheets, everything that I reference goes over there, including a direct link to the video. You're not alone running this store on the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and yes, ring the bell so you know when a new video drops. I am here, and you can also share that with all your friends in business. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker. We want to help everybody get to the other side. That's what you do. That's what makes you a good business neighbor, is sharing that out so we can help everybody along. I am here every night at More 8 Than Ish, live in the Narts private Facebook group. If you have a question in between, you can just email me. It's not a big deal. I don't bite. Just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil@ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start. Tonight, if you were not here at the top of the program, we're on page 70. Good morning. I wish you clarity today. Clarity of thought, clarity of expression, and a direct line between what you feel and what to do about it. Our good night tonight is good night. I wish you clarity tonight. Clarity of self, clarity of purpose, and a direct line between who you want to be and how to get there. Well, that's certainly appropriate for tonight's conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your graphics. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even. We will party again. We will party in person. But until then, and until tomorrow night at More 8 Than Ish, know that you, but most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. I'll see you tomorrow night, everybody. Have a great night. It's time for dessert.